What is up, my fellow YouTubers? Thanks for joining me again. I know it has been a very long time since I've had any update. Some of you may know who follow the channel. We just had our first baby. I also started a new job, and I actually also started a master's of systems engineering program as well. Just finished up my MBA. So it's a lot of new changes in my life, and just haven't had really the time or energy to do a weekly video. So anyway, decided, you can see here, I'm at my parents' property. There's a cabin up there and outside of Cloudcroft, New Mexico. We're at about 10,000 feet elevation here. I decided it's been a while. I've had a lot of modifications on my vehicle since I did my last walk around. I'll go ahead and show you a walk around now of how it sits. November, this is the week before Thanksgiving in November of 2022. This is Tuesday before Thanksgiving, so let's get to it. So I'll start at the front. I'll go front to back, and then I'll go into the interior. This is a Ironman 4x4 Land Cruiser 100 series bumper, LC 100. There's some pros and cons to this bumper. I definitely think it's still the best bang for the buck. It comes powder coated, shipped, and they also always have 25% off sales throughout the year. So you can get this bumper shipped to your house, powder coat and everything, with the lights installed for less than $1,000. You're not going to be able to beat that if you're going to get one fabricated. If you're going to do one yourself, you might be able to do it for cheaper, but this is a great deal. I did have to modify the sub frame assembly, and I have a video on that. I'll link it up here. And you can see there is some gaps, you know, between here, a little bit more than what there would be if you had a bumper made specifically for the Sequoia. But other than that, you know, it's a pretty good bumper. I'm really happy with it. I got the Badlands 12,000 pound winch with the synthetic rope. You could see it in there. That one, I enjoyed installing that. That fits, you know, perfectly with the modified subframe. I got a 20-inch Baja Designs amber spotlight floodlight combo. That thing is worth every single dollar that I spent on that. I have that paired with some Baja Designs S2 Pro ditch lights that I really enjoy as well. Rego fabrication ditch light brackets. You can get some 4Runner brackets for that. They were all the ones that were available on Amazon were sold out when I was going to buy them, so I just went ahead and got Rego. Moving down here, I got some Icon suspension coilovers. I did have a Toy Tech system. I have a video going over the comparison between this system versus a Toy Tech system. The reason I wanted to go with these is these are rebuildable. They're larger shocks and they're rebuildable. I do have SPC adjustable upper control arms here, and I did just recently buy some Siberian bushing for the lower control arm, which I have not installed yet. Those have kind of been tricky to buy. The CVs and the axle, I bought the full high angle shaft from CVJ Axle out of Colorado. I show those in my front end refresh video. If you wanted to go check that out, I'll link it up here. But I have those installed on both sides as well now. Moving up towards the front, I have a video of the CFM skid plate install. You can see skid plate goes all the way back. I got those. And I also have the Ironman 4x4 hitch recovery points. These are only available to install on your Sequoia if you're going to modify the front frame rails. If you're not going to do that, the holes do not line up, and that metal is super thick. So I would not suggest trying to make it work. But there's the front end skid plate. This is a one of those new Toyota grills. I have a video showing the install of that. I got the WeatherTech front end bug window deflector along with the WeatherTech, you know, weather protectors here. I did get the WeatherTech one that goes over the sunroof, but it made a lot of extra noise with the Rhino Rack Pioneer platform roof rack that I have on there. For that, I just followed the first gen off-road install video to put that on there. I think I think that is no longer made. They have another one that's an updated version that is the one that they actually sell now. Moving back, I have, well, do suspension first. I got the Dobinson Straight Joe. If you look at the First Gen Off-Road website or YouTube videos, I just went ahead and went with the Dobinson Straight Joe rear setup. These are the long travel. I do need to add limiter straps on both of these. I also have the airbags inside the spring, as you can see there. I have the I'm Keith track bar relocation bracket, you can see installed over there. That's about it for under here. I got the brute force fab rear bumper. I installed this Pelican Air case right here. It fits perfectly. I really enjoy it. Full-size spare. I got the dual swing out here. I added these brake lights at the bottom because I felt like it covered up too much of the brake lights on each side. And I didn't really want to risk it, so I just went ahead and put those brake lights in. I do need to readjust where my backup camera is. I'm going to move that up to the fin, and I should move the license plate. I have everything I need to move it up to here. I just haven't done it yet, and I haven't gotten pulled over. It's been about a year, so I think I'm going to rock with that for a while. Moving around. Nothing new really that I haven't mentioned on the outside. My boy Appa, for those of you that don't know, I named my Sequoia Appa because he's always reliable, always gets me places from the last Airbender. I'm going to have a video kind of making these a little bit nicer. Some people paint them, some people buy new ones, some people vinyl wrap them. I'm probably going to do vinyl, but I will have a video on that. Also, for those of you who don't know, this is a Tundra, the same year, make, model. I removed the automatic antenna and went ahead and used that just for what it's worth. I also use longer windshield wiper blades, which I think for me helps me out a whole bunch, but some people might not be bothered by that. So let's go ahead and move on the inside. This is our first big road trip with our little baby. So my vehicle usually is a little cluttered, but it's a little bit more cluttered than normal. So just bear with me here. Starting out over here, I don't have an AC plug in here at all. I just went ahead and bought this. I wired it in to where it works with my ditch lights. You can see, turns them on right there. No longer on. I bought this for when I install the rear. This is from a Sequoia. This is from a Land Cruiser or a RAV4. This is just a blank plate that pops right out. When I install my rear locker, it's going to be on that switch right there. I just really I try to minimize any kind of drilling in and switches that look like they're not stock. So I went ahead and did that. I did the speaker foam rebuild kit. That's only like 20 bucks. I went ahead and did that. That's a huge difference. I installed the Halo Alpine Halo 9 unit here. Super happy with it. Apple CarPlay. It is a little bit on the pricey side. Some people don't like the fact that there's no actual sound knob, but I haven't seemed to have an issue with it because it still works with all these. Moving down, I got replaced all my valve stems on each tire with an ARB tire pressure sensor. Personally, I prefer to be able to see what my tire pressures are. You know, to each their own. If you don't, whatever. So it's a little cluttered up here. I haven't finished installing everything here. This is the 3D printed 6 switch panel. I got my rear lights here, rock lights. This is a main battery, an auxiliary battery readout. I also have a single switch panel that will basically have the Apple CarPlay USB and the HDMI that goes to the screen up here. They're both going to be on one switch or one switch panel right there. Over here, I installed a USB 3.0 and an auxiliary headphone jack. That goes up to the radio as well. So that's a quick charge over there. I'm looking at probably changing out these cup holders. You know, a lot of people just change these out and that's fine, but my wife has a VW Atlas and their cup holder is exactly the same dimensions as this, so I'm probably going to try and figure out a way to get that installed here. They have spring-loaded clamps and stuff. It just makes for a better connection on the actual cup itself. Let's see what else I got here. I got my sequoia decal, or my sequoia patch, and my rebel scum patch up here on display for everyone to see. I got the Carter Brown organizer in here. You can see this. Let's go ahead and pop the hood and show you what's under the hood. I do have a 150 watt solar panel that is going to be permanently mounted up there. I'm going to run the power cables through this portion of the side bracket for the Sequoia. Let me get this popped open here. I just had shoulder surgery, so my right arm has very weak and limited motion. I only had that about 3 weeks ago. So over here, I installed an ARB compressor. I got a great deal on that. I had some extra points. Ended up only spending about 50 bucks for this. I got the switch installed over here. I think it's more utilized with the switch out here versus inside. I'm going to install some LED lights in the engine bay here and around the hood with another switch right there as well. So if I ever have to work on it at night in the middle of nowhere, you know, I don't have to worry about the lighting. Over here, I have videos of all this, but I have the Renogy DC to DC charger right here. It works with a lead acid battery, charging a lithium iron phosphate battery, and also allows solar to come in, and it has an MPPT built in too. So there are some limitations to that unit, but for me, it's exactly what I want. So I have a video of all this, again, like I said, on my channel. Go look at it if you're curious. Also, if you're curious about running a lithium iron phosphate battery in your engine bay, I have a video doing all kinds of testing for that. So go check that out if you want. I have the Chad Lamson dual battery system under here. I had to modify it to work with different battery dimensions and stuff, but it's down there. This, I have a Bluetooth BT2. I have one for the battery and another one for the actual DC to DC charger. This allows you to hook up to an app and monitor the voltages and charge rates and everything through a Renogy app. Super useful for that. Here's my mini relay, DIY mini relay panel here. Again, I have a video showing that. This panel that is built on is a Chad Lamson panel. This panel right here, the silver panel that this DC to DC charger sits on, this is from Joseph Chan. He has a few different options for all over the vehicle. That one is also made for like a fuse panel relay setup, but I just use it to mount this. Works great. I also purchased the big brake kit for the GX40 to mount on this, which I'm going to do at the same time as I do the bushings. But yeah, that's how it sits now. Having a great time out here. About to go meet up with another off-road enthusiast that lives over here. Moved here from Texas. So there'll be a video about that on my channel soon.
Sorry, I'm filming this about 2 weeks after Thanksgiving. I'm coming down with the flu. It's not COVID, but you could hear my voice. I got the, you can see the rock sliders down there. Got the Brute Force Fab, well-done removable ones. Here's all the hardware for those. I just haven't put those together yet. But that is part of my build as well, which I plan to have before the spring, so.
Thanks again for watching, guys. Like always, I appreciate it. Please consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps out. I'm going to try and get some more of these videos out moving forward. But figured I'd show you how my rig sits November 2022. Thanks again for watching. Bye.